Hey everyone, welcome back to BTM Scale Modeling for the next part in the year-end builds. So a little disclosure, I took pretty much all last week off. I needed a break. I started doing a little bit of work and little misses and stuff, and I was just getting tunnel vision to say. So I decided, you know what, no building. All I did was get 3D prints going, but I didn't do any building whatsoever. I took much needed time off, and I encourage that, guys. If you love to build like I do and just keep going, sometimes you gotta just take a break, step away from the bench for a little bit, let your mind rest, and then get back at it. So that's what I did. So it was a great week this week at the bench, and you will see. First and foremost, the Pomelo, the mascot I was making for my client friend in down couple states over from me. I got that completely finished Monday or first thing Tuesday morning, and I got it sent to them. So yes, that one's done. And more on the Ford 66 Ford Galaxy 500. It's getting really close. And yes, I started on some other builds, and you'll see. And then yes, you'll see I had some fun with my 3D prints. I had to show those off. You saw those in the picture. But so yeah, there was that, and then yes, it was a great Thanksgiving. So happy belated Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope you all had a great and fun time. So with that, if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button and click on the little bell, and you'll know every time I upload. And I thank you to all my subscribers. And yes, I do read the comments, and yes, more videos will start to be regular now. Just like I said, I need to just take a complete break off of everything. But if you have a question, and the question could be, hey Buck, how'd you do this? Buck, why'd you choose to do that technique? Hey Buck, hey, could you make a video on just this, and this that you do? And that way where I'm not trying to keep bouncing back and forth in videos. Yes, please, put it in the comment section. I usually answer within 12 to 24 hours, and that also includes, hey Buck, good job, hey Buck. Okay, that was really what? And Buck, what the heck were you thinking when you did that? Like I said, leave them in the comment section, and I do respond. So with that, guys, let's get back to the bench and see what I got done. Well, good morning, and yes, Monday, and yes, like I said in the introduction, I decided to take a pretty much a full week of, the only thing I did in my studio, as you can hear, is I was running my 3D printer, but did do a little work yesterday. But so here is the pomelo that my client asked me to do, and I will be getting this sent off to them very, very quick. But I wanted to share with you guys, since you saw the craziness that it can be. But yeah, sorry, things in the way here. So yeah, it's fun, and very happy to be able to be sending this. So yeah, with that, now it's time to get on with other builds. So let me get things cleaned up, and I'll show you what I'm going to get back to work on, so I'll be right back. Good morning, Tuesday, and I know I started work yesterday and then something came up that I had to get taken care of. So, yes, now back and show you the projects. As of course, the Galaxy, the Ford 1966 Ford Galaxy 500. So, I had to redo the entire paint again. I tried to just hand brush the chrome details on the car, but man, I've got good brushes, but I did well on some of it, and then some of it just went like that. So I went ahead and I started remasking, and I'm still going to use the hand brush, but now I've got it marked off, so that'll help me. Also, let's see, I will be working in building, oh, let's turn it over. These two guys, sorry, let me zoom out here. Oh, I'm going to work on this set. Everybody knows this, sorry. Everybody knows this bad boy. If I can get it in there, sorry about that, guys. This bad boy. Yeah, I got things falling out because I kind of did some pre-build, and yeah. I did a lot of the pre-building that I could get done first so I can get it painted. And then I will be doing... Oh, sorry guys. Let's see if I can get it here. Oh, that way. There we go. Let me do that. Sorry. And yes, I'll be working on this, and I will be doing a light effect for this. So that's where we're at, guys. So as I pick things up that I dump everywhere, as I get onto each one, I won't put the pre-builds together. I will show you the pre-builds that I did, so I could work with it easier. But first, I want to start getting the chrome on so I can get this ready to go and get polished up and taken care of. Excuse me. So, yay, right? And on we go. So I will be back once I have this decent enough to share with you guys. Good morning. It's Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving. So yes, going to get a little bit of work done. I am going to be working while I'm smoking a turkey. Doing smoked turkey today for a friend, and doing smoked turkey tomorrow for our Thanksgiving here. And yes, the fun that comes with it. But I did get a bit more done yesterday. I'll start off with Iron Man. So I used SMD LED, oops, sorry, same camera. I used SMD LEDs to run this, and I just drilled these out so I could fit the LED in. And then, thank you to my Cadram grinder and sander, or whatever, you know, the nail thing works really great. I was able to do that for the eyes. See if I can get it focused. So, well, maybe. But yeah, so I got those cut out. And also with this, this is acrylic, and it works great for trying to do big, closed off clear spots, clear places. And I learned about it from watching Lou on his channel, Aztec Dummy, when he did it for his very big Constitution class Enterprise. If you haven't seen that yet, you should, guys. It was awesome. But he used it to help. He did this acrylic resin to help get all those windows closed up. And again, this is what this is basically, it's just fingernail resin, but it works great for this. So that's that. Then I finished up some of the little details for the Galaxy, and I've got the back trunk ready to go, and I'll put the link to how I learned how to do this in the comments. But yeah, very neat. And I'll put the link on the guy that I watched on YouTube, and you probably already seen him, but I will put that on there so you guys can see how to do those hinges. So with that, guys, I'm going to get some things set up, and now we're going to make this lovely lady start to shine, so I can start finishing getting things done and get working on the lighting. But first things first, let me get set up for this. Alright guys, so first things first, yes, this has the gloss sealant clear coat on it, but what I'm doing now is I'm going to do a very, very light wet sanding, and I'm using 3000 grit sandpaper. And basically, like I said, I'm just going to do, you want to have it wet, and I'm just going to do that. I'm not even going to try. I just want to take things off the best I can, like so, and just help it, you know, take off those little imperfections if there are any, and just do that. And yes, I have a cloth here, so yes, I'm going to get that all nice and cleaned off. And again, just going to keep doing a very, very light wet sanding, just like that, guys. I'm not going crazy, I'm just doing it lightly. And then again, I'm just going to wipe off like so. Well, I got it all off. I guess I didn't. Oh, that's a good thing. Great. Let me get it off there. Sorry, guys. Okay. And what I mean by doing really, really light is because with this, the contours and the detail on it, if you try to push really, 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 really hard, or even push slightly hard, it's going to take all that wonderful paint that you've done and start straight. Even though you got a clear coat, it's going to take it up. So again, like I said, just do a nice light, very, 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 very light sanding. Okay guys, let me get this finished up and then we'll get on to the next part. So I'm going to do the hood and the trunk for you. So what I'm going to use this time, now what I do here, one, it helps polish and do that, but it also helps you fix clear styrene parts. So I'm using the Tamiya polishing compound. This is the fine, and then I'll be doing the finish polishing with the finish. But also have a rag, a good soft little rag. Kind of get a little bit of it damp, you know, just a little bit. And then, as you see, so I'm going to go start with the fine, and I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to add that, keep my grubby fingers out of the way. Then, all I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to lightly go in and try to keep it on camera for you. And I'm just turning it, I'm just doing a wax on, wax off kind of thing. You know, Mr. Miyagi. And I'm going to get that all in there. And what this does is that little bit of scratch, excuse me, sorry. That little bit of scratching you did, or sanding, this will help fill up those micro sand sand abrasions. So now I'm going to wipe off the extra. Not much, you know, there wasn't a lot, so yay. So there's that. And yes, there's my kitty. Let me zoom this back up just a little bit. So now I'm going to go with the finish. And the fun of the finish, I tell you. And just make sure I got that all the way out. And again, excuse me. I'm just gonna, again, go in a circle, or, you know, just get it buffed out, kind of like so. Yes, the kitty, I tell you, the kitty needs that. And okay, see if I can keep it in camera, but yes, it's a lot shinier, looks good, and that's where we're going. So I'm going to keep working on this, and I'll show you what that all looks like when I come back, guys. Alright, just the exposure turned down, but now I'm done. It's pretty quick, and trying to help you see that. I'll make sure to take really good photographs for you guys, but let's see, maybe, yeah, you can see with the light coming in, there's a little bit of a nice shine, but, you know, dang, bench light sometimes overpowers, but yes, so that's done. So, yes, getting even closer to start work on the wiring. So, let me get my desk cleaned up here a little bit more, and we'll get on to other things for the car. Alright guys, I'm going to keep working on doing the lighting for Iron Man, and I'm going to show you how I did that, as you kind of start seeing. And again, I am sorry about the light, guys, you know, sometimes it is what it is. So I'm using, make sure I can get the right thing, I'm using 3mm flat top wide angle cool white. So there's this one, and it works great. I drilled the hole out and I did all that. I shared that with you guys. So the first thing, when you got a limited area to work with, you're not going to be able to put this into here very easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these guys down. And the first one I always do is the negative, part, so I know what I'm looking at, and then I'll do that. I'll trim off that, and then again just go with whatever, you know. I use 30 WA&G wire, and I love it. So now I'm going to put on the positive, hopefully without this thing going crazy. Okay, and then I'm going to do negative. I know, guys, it's like, oh, what the heck, we know, but okay. So, let's do this. And then I've already got my solder iron warmed up. Got my handymans here, so I can do this, if I can see, right? And again, make sure once your soldering iron is hot, get it tinned, okay? Trust me, it's going to help a lot, guys. And then, you know, just like normal, just get these connections soldered in place. Get that cleaned off. Very important. Get your solder iron cleaned back off. Okay. Then I'm going to at least, I always, you know, I'm going to use the heat shrink and get the positive isolated from everything else. So. Okay. Yeah, and sometimes that happens, right? Okay. So, the one thing I didn't do that I was going to before, but I forgot, was I want to get this frosted. Let me see. That exposure is just crazy, right? Okay. What the heck? Okay. Alright. Sorry about that. So, I have lots of, you know, sand sticks, but you want to make sure you want to get this done because you don't want that hot spot. And it's a good rule of thumb. So if you're doing navs, you know, or you're doing anything that this has got to be seen, you want to get it diffused. So if you use just like this on one thing, on a starship, a plane or something, and you don't want it to be very, very super bright, do this. Okay, so there's that. The other thing I'm going to do before we get that put in is, these will need to be resistor, but I'm going to do doing the resistors. I'm going to have everything into here because this is a big enough spot that I can do that. An easy area to work with. So, but I have a resistor ready, so I can always test this. And it's like, gosh, Buck, are you done talking yet? Come on, let's see. Okay. Now the other thing, if you're testing, when you put resistors, you know, testing just to see if it's going to work, have it, you know, have it all set up. But when you go to do the power, don't put it up here. You need to put it down here. Sorry. Don't hook your power connection where you just did the wire. Always on the other side, because if you do that, if you try to hook it up here, there is no resistor, and it's going to burn out your LED. So, okay. And trust me, I've learned that very much the hard way. So, and there we go. It works. Okay. So now the fun part is, now we got to get it put into the hand. So something I like to do, I try to get these guys as close together, you know, as I can. And then I go ahead and start rolling the wire. Okay, so now I'm going to feed the wire through the spot I already did. Maybe. You know, this stuff always likes to play when you need it to start feeding, and I know why it's having trouble. I'm just not going to deal with it just yet. Okay. So I'm feeding it through. Now before I need to make sure this is going, I want it in here before I pull the slack out. And then I want to make sure it's exactly where I want it. And then I'll pull up the slack so everything sits into this channel that I made. And there's that. So my hot glue gun's on and ready to go. So I'm going to secure, you know, hot glue that. And, sorry, excuse me guys. Winter's definitely here. And we'll do this so you can see the effect in the hand. And maybe we'll do this. And we'll take care of this. Okay, turn my power supply back on. And again, when I test these and I put the resistors on, I make sure I get this hooked up first so I can make sure I'm not doing it wrong. And there is that. And I'm sorry guys with the glare, but yeah. So that's good. That's working. That's awesome. So now I'm just going to make sure that that's where I want it. Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and run this. Now, with parts like on this kit, you're going to have to make holes. This was not designed to light, as you can dang well tell. So I use my little handy dandy Dremel thing again. Well, not Dremel, but my nail sander, because this thing is great. I love this thing. I mean, it is awesome. And it saves me, I have a Dremel, and I love using that too, but this saves me some dang good time. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm just securing the wire into the forearm here, and then I'll secure it through here, like that. Make sure you get pushed down. Thank you. There we go. And bugger. Yeah, we like to do that. And that's basically it, guys, on doing this. And this is not just exclusive to this. I mean, this is stuff I have learned lighting things over the years. And this is great because there's some areas you're like, how am I supposed to, you know, do the resistor and all that, and there's just no room, and I got to bend and I got to do that. So yeah, you can cut the LED down, and then also you can cut the resistor down too, and I'll share that with you too. I think I showed you guys when I did the Axonar Starships. I showed you what I did there on getting those cut down and in place. But so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to have my handy dandy clamp, and I'm going to get the forearm secured, and that'll be the fun part. And like so. And then, like I said, I'll just put my clamp on to get it secure so it doesn't want to move and sits there and be done. So with that, get the area cleaned up a little bit, get things turned off, and I'm gonna have some lunch, and then I'll come back and we'll keep going. The car's resting, and I got a lot of, you know, the kits that I'm going to do, but I want to start getting things to a point where I'm kind of doing everything at the same time. And what do you mean by that is the kits that I'm not lighting, I want to get the kits that I am lighting all done except the car. You know, you saw that. Before I do, you know, the primer on Boba, Iron Man, and R2-D2 and BB-8. So with that, guys, like I said, I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat, and when I come back, we'll start working on getting the rest of him together and everything run out, so we can start working on the seam lines and stuff. All right, got some more work done, and I was gonna share this with you guys. So this is how I did the wiring. So I'm gonna do the arms, put those separate because I got to do the seam work, and let me kind of zoom out here. So I can put those in separate. I got the adjustments, and then so I ran everything into you know, a positive and negative coming down. So now everything just fits nice and neat in there. Well, good morning, and please ignore the exhaust fan going on. I'm getting things primed, and by getting primed I mean the Iron Man is getting primed and ready to play with the seams. But what I'm doing right now is I'm going to start doing the lighting, and I told you guys I'd do that. I would show you that step by step. So I've already got, you got to get the front on, and I've already taken care of the end. And the great thing, let me just, you know what, I need to do this. Oh, too big, hold on. It'll work for you. Just a little bit. Sorry. Working with Ralph Antenna Controls, it's amazing. They're very, very good about giving you the instructions, and I know you've seen this with me a lot, guys, but let me show you, especially on the car, if you're thinking about doing a lighting on the car. So it tells you, and then it gives you the wire diagram, which is awesome. So you got a momentary switch, and then here's all the lights. And the great thing is with this one, you don't have to do a resistor. It's all in here. And the great thing is, why some of you guys may have asked why I always have so many different colors of 30 WA&G wire, and so I can actually follow. I can set things that I'm doing to thing and make sure I'm getting the right one. So it's kind of cool. It just makes it very, very easy. So, and then it gives you the instructions on to take care of it. Now let me do this. So right now, the great thing is that all these lights, the negative is orange, so you can group all the negative together and then start grouping things together. So like right now, if I don't get it all completely tangled up, I went ahead and marked this. This is a turn signal, so I want to keep it known and separate, and that way I don't mess up. Because I've done that before, I thought I knew which wire was what. So I'm getting the turn signals, and I'm planning on how I'm going to do them back here. So I'm going to do the turn signals on the outer side, so I know that. But the first thing first is I'm going to start getting this cleaned up enough so I can get them ran, and I'm going to do everything back to here. But as you can see, it'll be easier to be back here. But the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is I got the glass in, and please, guys, I do a lot of hard lessons. Guys, get clear canopy glue, and I pushed it in there, and I clamped it down and let it dry. And what it does is, even with this being as open as it is, if you try to use a CA or Molly glue to secure it, it's going to fog the crap out of that thing. So there's that. And yes, Turkey Day was awesome, great. I got very full. I didn't eat a lot. I don't eat a lot anymore, but it was very great. I got leftovers. So with that, guys, I hope you also had a very great, happy Thanksgiving. And let me get this organized and cleaned up, and I'll show you that when I get done. Alright, guys, again, just got done with a little lunch. Got a quick things done before I did lunch, and yes, my exhaust fan is still going. But what I want to share with you is when you go to light a kit, really study the kit and see how best to run your wiring and things. I mean, you know, the the starships, the big sci-fi, and even the big real world stuff, it's really, let's just say in the starships, I always know how to best run it, you know, to keep hiding the wire. But when you're working on something like this, you really need to study to hide the wire. Or, you know, add it to the kit, part of the kit if you have to. So what I did is, because I knew the inside, the interior was going to sit here, I ran everything right under this slip. And let me show you. And then I didn't cross anything here. I'm going to tie everything back in here. First thing, sorry. But, and then I used this thicker part of the rear fender to hide what I did, you know, the splices I made. And then, so there, you know, it is underneath. It's pretty well, it's good and hidden. But then the other thing is, when you look inside the car, let's see if I can get it up there enough, you know, the wire's hid. So that's what I wanted. So that's what I did, and I was not going to bore you guys with just soldering and doing that. So now, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and get the interior in, because that's basically about it for here. Then I can start working on getting the placement of the board and the battery and all that. So let me get that done and see what it looks like. Right, so here we go. Got her in. Now I'm just going to let her get dry. But yeah, liking that. Alright, so I'm going to let that sit and dry and go see what I can do on a couple other builds. Alright, so now it's getting time to do seam work on Iron Man. And normally I like to try to do a lot of my, before I get it primer, but this is really helping me see different areas. And yes, that broke, but that's a good thing because I can fix that, and I'll show you that. But yeah, so the great thing is, once you put a coat of primer, you can definitely start to see, you know, the seam lines that need a little bit more work and what needs work. So that's what I'm going to work on. But first, let me get some things set up so I can show you how to fix this. Alright guys, so the reason this broke is when I designed to get the wiring down to pass in, I thought I just had to get through the part that was not hollow in. Well, yeah, that didn't work out. And as you can see, yeah. So it's a good thing because now I can show you a couple of things. So if you ever have a break on a kit like this, and you know it's not a real bad break, and you know you can get it back and it's not missing parts. Something I've learned to do doing those is my handy nail filer, which I love. Like I said, I love this thing, but I'll use it. And basically, it's kind of like an old welding design. So basically, I'm going to take, and I'm just going to core out the brake just a bit. And a couple of reasons why. One, I'll be able to flatten it back down when I go in to do the putty. But two, it gives me a little bit more area to work with. I'll show you that, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of doing this and trying to show you. But basically, I'm just making a channel, is basically what it is, so that I can make sure to make this look even better, and it's a little bit something easier to work with. Because even with seams, sometimes you know you're gonna have not so many fun issues with them, but there. Okay, let me see. That's good. Almost. Okay. Now that is squared away. I'm going to take a piece of 400 grit, and now I'm going just to sand it smooth, flat. I'm not going to try to dig into those. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this. And, missed a spot, sorry. Thought I had it, but I didn't. And okay, there we go now. So now all I'm going to do is just sand it down. I'm not going to try to sand into the crack. I just want to, you know, get it where I can work with it. For now, for a second. And so, okay, now I know that's now ready for me to do my other, you know, to start getting putty in. And I'm sorry, I used the crap out of JB Weld because, or not JB, but Bondo. Love it. I do have other things, but I love this stuff. I mean, it's great. It's fun to work with. Well, it's kind of iffy to work with sometimes, but it does the job. So now, I know I got to do seam here, but that I can sand down. But what I'm going to start doing is this. Maybe. Yeah, just so you guys know, your putty can get dry on top. So, here, let's try this now. And the great thing is I can see on a lot of it where I'm going to be able to rescribe the panel lining or the mechanical lining. But basically, and then I can clean out the areas. But basically, all I'm doing is making sure I have putty. But I'm making sure that there is a good amount of this in there. So when I do go sand it, I'm not going to get any really crazy gaps. And then always, you know, if I go too crazy with it, I'll come back with my Q-tip and just take a look at it, try to redefine some of those. But there. So that's that. So now I'm going to work on getting seam lines worked out and smooth, and I get that done, I'll come back and show you the red Bondo glazed Iron Man. Alright, well, Iron Man is now puttied up, and I'm going to let that get dry and then get back to sanding on him. But I'm going to get a little bit more done on this guy, you know. I'll show you when I get that. You can probably recognize it. So I will return. Alright guys, well, this is where I'm going to leave it so I can get the video put together. But not a bad week for taking a week away. So the 66 Ford Galaxy 500 is getting there. I haven't got the inside's glued, but that's about it. But yeah, it's starting to really come together. And then Iron Man is now puttied and going to work. And then, yes, I forgot to show you guys. Last video I put up there was a teaser, but yay! This thing is, I mean, Enterprise, big. This thing, bigger, and it's fun. I like that. And I didn't even blow that scale up off the file. This is the scale. So, yeah, fun. And then, oh, I forgot to show you these guys. So, yes, I'm having a lot of fun with the printer. I love it. I mean, it's great. So with that, guys, have a safe and happy weekend and enjoy your leftovers from Thanksgiving. Have a great, safe, and awesome week next week, and I'll see you back here on the bench.